We're helping to celebrate the often unsung heroes in healthcare during this year's Nurses Week. We'd like to welcome Jeffery Adamczyk, an emergency room nurse at the Ralph H. Johnson VA Medical Center downtown. And we're so glad to have you with us. And we appreciate the work that you and all the other nurses do because you perform such a critical role in our healthcare. What drew you to nursing in particular?
I've always been interested in medicine and things like that, and healthcare, and I think like nursing allows me to be the most direct impact to the patient. It's the most hands-on role in healthcare, so you get that one-on-one time with the patient, really get to develop a good relationship and actually see their health improve.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great.
And why the VA in particular?
I'm a veteran myself, so I served in the Marine Corps for 5 years, and when I got out, I always knew I wanted to work with the veterans because they're my people. We speak the same language, and so. Yeah. The VA was always my go-to. Yeah.
Did you pursue medicine while you were in the Marines, or was this something that you just decided once you were out you wanted to
when I got out of the military, I used the GI Bill to go to nursing school.
Oh, wonderful, yeah. Wonderful. And what was it about, well, you said nursing, it gives you that hands-on, very close experience with patients. And what about that was so important for you, just in your career and in your path?
I think, a lot of times, in healthcare, if you're not in that direct patient role, I feel like you don't get to see it. You don't get to see how much what you do impacts their lives. And so that's always been the thing I appreciate most with working in the emergency room is, if somebody comes in and they're having a medical emergency, I get to be one of those first hands to help them. Mm-hmm. And with all the other nurses I work with, we're a great team, and it's great to see that in action in the moment.
Yeah, and like with any profession, I mean, whether it's a teacher or a nurse or anybody, when they don't perform the way they should, that gives you a certain feeling. But then the ones that do impact you in that positive way, you remember forever.
I mean, there'll still be patients that'll come by the ED just to say hi because they remember, and they'll come in the room and say, you guys saved my life, and that makes it all worth it.
Oh, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. What are the challenges that you face as a nurse?
One of the biggest ones is just not knowing what the day is going to be like. You come in and you get your assignment, and you do a huddle, you talk to the team, and you have no idea what's going to come through that door that day.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of always being prepared. But I think what helps is we have some great nurses at the VA, great doctors, great team. And so knowing you have a good team really makes it a lot better, though.
Sure. And anyone who's watching this who's interested in pursuing a career in nursing, what would be your advice to them? What would you suggest to them that they do? And how long did it take you?
It took me 4 years. I have my bachelor's of science in nursing. It was 4 years of nursing school. I would suggest if they want to, and at the VA we have volunteer opportunities, so does most, every hospital around here. Mm-hmm. Just go volunteer, get around some patient care, see if it's something that interests you. Make sure it's something you want, because it's a great field, but it's a challenging field. And if you want to do it, it's something you definitely should want to know you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's challenging for sure. So you have a realistic expectation, because 4 years is a long time.
A little bit, yeah.
It is. I mean, that's good for the rest of us who need your help. You want to make sure that they're studied up and they're ready to take care of you. But really, that is a commitment. That is a commitment. But you were ready to make that commitment.
Yeah. I was glad to do it. It's been one of the best decisions I've ever made. Well, I love what I do.
And you work at a great place. The Charleston VA is the top-rated hospital in the Low Country for patient satisfaction. So
yes, we are very proud of that.
It takes folks like Jeffrey to make that happen. Jeffrey, I want to thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. This was great.
All right, celebrate those nurses, folks. We'll be right back.